I found 11 remote jobs that you can actually do at night, and none of them require you to spend all of your time on the phone. Most of these jobs require zero or very little experience. Now, we're going to go over all the details of these jobs. You'll know exactly what the job is, what you would do during the job, the skills you're going to need for it, the pros and cons of the job, and then at the end, I'm going to give it a score from 1 to 10. If you appreciate me doing videos like this, go ahead and hit the like button, and let's jump into it. 1. Image review. Clerk number 1 on the list is going to be a review clerk, specifically an image review clerk. That's right. In a world where every detail counts, there's a role that turns a keen eye for detail into actionable data. An image review clerk categorizes images, typically something like state license plates, ensuring quality within set parameters. Image review clerks make about $36,000 to $51,000 a year. Here are some opportunities. I'll put them up on the screen and you can check them out. When it comes to some of the skills you're going to need for this, of course, attention to detail is one of them. Also, the ability to quickly and accurately categorize images, as well as basic computer skills and familiarity with image processing software. Some of the pros of this one are the opportunity to work in a unique and specialized field and to contribute to important data collection and analysis. Some of the cons are that, because of the types of employers you work for, a lot of the time you are going to be micromanaged. But overall, this one's pretty good. I'm going to give it an opportunity score of 7.5 out of 10. 2. Internet researcher. Next is going to be an internet researcher. This is where you get to combine the skills of a detective with the precision of a librarian. In this position, you would gather and analyze online data for different projects. You might be working for marketing firms, academic institutions, or just normal businesses. This is almost like being a digital archaeologist, sifting through layers of digital content to unearth valuable artifacts of information. Internet researchers make $63,000 to $114,000 a year. Here are some opportunities. I'll put them up on the screen, and you can pause the video to check them out. Some of the skills you need for this one are proficiency in using search engines, databases, and social media, the ability to analyze data and identify patterns, and skill in creating reports and presentations. The way you get started with this one is to learn research skills through free online courses. Then apply for remote entry-level internet research or freelance jobs emphasizing your online navigation and research skills. It definitely doesn't hurt to have a portfolio. Then you can build your experience with online internships or freelance jobs, or you can volunteer to work in research roles to get some experience. After that, you can pursue online certifications such as the Certified Internet Research Specialist, CIRS certification, and keep your skills current with online platforms such as Coursera. Some of the pros of this one are continuous learning on various different topics and the fact that it's incredibly interesting. Some of the cons are that it requires constant focus, involves sifting through large amounts of data, and you need to stay updated with the latest online search tools. Overall, I'm going to give this one an opportunity score of 8 out of 10. By the way, speaking of searching the internet, you might have found this video through a search, and I get over 1 million views a month from search alone using YouTube. That's one of the main reasons why I'm able to make multiple 6 figures per month with this channel. I'm revealing all my secrets to you in a live training that I will be doing Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time this week, so click the link down in the description below to check that out. If you're watching it in the future, I may be holding a live training as well, and I'll make sure to keep the page updated so you can click the same link to see when the next one is. 3. Retirement planning consultant. Next is going to be a retirement planning consultant. This is where you'll be helping individuals and businesses craft plans on how they are going to reach their financial goals so that they can retire. It's kind of like being a financial GPS. This position requires strong leadership skills, public speaking, customer service, financial skills, and a little bit of sales acumen. The way you get started with this is you basically have to pass a test. You're going to have to take the financial planner certification test. The good thing is, this doesn't actually take that long. Usually, you can complete it within 7 to 10 days, and in many cases, the company will actually provide the training for you. Some of the pros here are you have a very high income potential and opportunities for career growth and advancement. Some of the cons are it requires self-motivation and discipline in order to succeed. And there's typically not a guaranteed large earned income because most of your income is going to be commission-based. Here are some opportunities. I'll put them up on the screen, and you can check them out. Overall, I'm going to give this one an 8.5 out of 10 opportunity score. By the way, one of the best ways to retire is to simply make a bunch of money. One of the best ways to make a bunch of money is to start a business, and in my opinion, the best business to start is YouTube. As I talked about before, I do actually accept a few coaching clients every single month where I teach them exactly what I did to get this channel to the point where it is now making 6 figures per month, with me only having to work 4 hours a week. If you think you're a good fit for coaching and want to take YouTube very seriously, you can apply. I'll put a link down in the description and the pinned comment below. 4. Patient Engagement Partner. Next is going to be a patient engagement partner. This is someone who handles calls and scheduling at healthcare centers. This position is commonly found in hospitals and clinics. This one does involve some use of the phone, but you're not going to be on the phone all day like in a customer service job. You get to directly impact patient care and satisfaction. Patient engagement specialists make about $72,000 to $129,000 a year. Here are some opportunities. I'll put them up on the screen, and you can check them out. Some of the skills you're going to need here are very strong communication skills, proficiency in general computer use and data entry, and the ability to multitask. The way to get into this one is to first look for jobs like virtual care coordinator. There are many jobs out there like this that don't require previous experience and can be done at night. Then you can volunteer for online patient advocacy groups to gain some experience. Use platforms such as LinkedIn, Coursera, Skillshare, etc. to gain more experience and build up your portfolio. You can also try networking in online patient care forums, meet people already doing the job, and get referrals from them. Some of the pros of this one are the opportunity to make a real difference, typically steady employment in a growing healthcare industry, and lots of opportunities for advancement down the line. Some of the cons are it can involve high-pressure situations and emotional calls. It requires meticulous attention to detail and multitasking, and shift work may include nights or weekends. Here's some opportunities. I'll put them up on the screen, and you can check them out. Overall, I really like this one. It is a bit harder to get into than some of the other ones on the list, and you may have to accept a lower entry-level role first. But I do really like this one. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 opportunity score. 5. Overnight Customer Care Specialist. Next is going to be an overnight customer care specialist. In this position, you'd basically be handling nighttime live chat support queries, typically for companies that offer 24/7 customer support. Live chat is actually people's favorite way of getting customer support, so more and more companies are embracing this. In this position, you'd make about $36,000 to $51,000 a year. Here are some opportunities. I'll put them up on the screen, and you can check them out. Some of the skills you're going to need here are strong communication skills, the ability to solve problems and provide solutions quickly, and a good grasp of technology, especially for the company that you're working for. This one is relatively easy to get into. Some of the pros for this one are you typically get paid higher if you do the overnight shifts. It is usually a quieter working environment, and depending on the company and industry you work in, it could lead to better jobs down the line. Some of the cons are that working non-traditional hours can disrupt your regular sleep patterns, and there's potentially less team interaction because it's a night shift, which might lead to loneliness. But overall, I like this one. It's a very easy one to get into, and I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 opportunity score. 6. E-commerce store manager. Next is going to be an e-commerce store manager. This is basically someone who strategizes and orchestrates online store operations designed to get enhanced traffic, conversions, and sales. The cool thing is, they actually, in many cases, prefer to hire younger people for this. For instance, if you're making the ads, a lot of the people that are going to be buying the stuff, especially if you're making ads that go on TikTok, are going to be younger people. They want to hire younger people for this type of role. In this position, you'd make about $80,000 to $147,000 a year. Here are some opportunities. I'll put them up on the screen and you can check them out. Some of the skills you're going to need here are proficiency in digital marketing and e-commerce platforms, the ability to effectively collaborate and communicate, and strong analytical skills for data-driven decision-making. This is another one of those jobs that you need to get a little experience to get into. You can start off working as a customer service rep for an e-commerce company, working your way up, or working as a virtual assistant doing similar tasks to what you would do for this job. Some of the pros of this one are you get to be on the front line of online commerce, it's a very diverse and dynamic work environment, and there's a very high earning potential. Some of the cons are the industry changes very quickly, so you have to keep up with all the changes, and there's high pressure to meet sales targets. But overall, I love this one. This one has a very high earning potential, so I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10 opportunity score. 7. Community Content Moderator. Next is going to be a community content moderator. In this position, you would ensure that online content and community behavior align with the guidelines set forth by your employer. This one's especially common with tech companies and social media companies, but it's really all over the place. A community content moderator typically makes about $41,000 to $72,000 a year. Here are some opportunities. I'll put them up on the screen, and you can check them out. Some of the skills you're going to need for this are excellent communication and cultural sensitivity, the ability to analyze and evaluate content and user behavior, and familiarity with social media platforms and digital safety protocols. This is another one where you can get started doing free online courses on platforms like Coursera, and then you can volunteer to moderate for online communities to gain some experience. Some of the pros here are the opportunity to make a positive impact on online communities, and the fact that it's a growing field. Some of the cons are exposure to sensitive or disturbing content, and you have to balance enforcement of rules with community growth. Overall, this one is good if you are looking to break into the tech industry, so I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 opportunity score. 8. Amazon Sourcing Specialist. Next is going to be an Amazon Sourcing Specialist. This is where you get to identify and source suppliers for Amazon products. This one is another very good one if you can get into it, but it does take a little bit of experience. In this position, you'd make about $73,000 to $127,000 a year. Here are some opportunities. I'll put them up on the screen, and you can check them out. Some of the skills you're going to need here are strong market research and analytical skills, negotiation skills, and the ability to build relationships, and knowledge of Amazon's marketplace and trends. Some of the pros for this one are it's a central role in the booming e-commerce sector, you get opportunities for creative and strategic thinking, and it's got a high earning potential. Some of the cons are the market changes very quickly, so you have to be able to keep up with the changes, and you're going to have to do a lot of risk assessment. But overall, I like this one. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 opportunity score. 9. Medical Data Entry Specialist. Next is going to be a Medical Data Entry Specialist. This is where you input patient data into electronic health records, ensuring accuracy and compliance with healthcare regulations. This is another very good one if you can get into it. You'd make about $41,000 to $64,000 a year. Here are some opportunities. I'll put them up on the screen, and you can check them out. Some of the skills you're going to need here are attention to detail, basic computer skills, and familiarity with healthcare regulations and medical terminology. This one is relatively easy to get into. The way you get into this one is to first complete some basic medical administration courses. Then you can volunteer or do internships at medical facilities to get experience. From there, you can apply for entry-level positions. Some of the pros of this one are that it's an essential role in healthcare documentation, and it's got a steady work environment. Some of the cons are that the tasks can be repetitive, and there's a high standard for accuracy. But overall, I like this one. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10 opportunity score. 10. Clinical Documentation Specialist. Next is going to be a Clinical Documentation Specialist. This is where you oversee medical records, ensuring accuracy and consistency, typically working in a hospital or clinic setting. In this position, you'd make about $64,000 to $114,000 a year. Here are some opportunities. I'll put them up on the screen, and you can check them out. Some of the skills you're going to need for this one are medical knowledge, attention to detail, and understanding of healthcare regulations and medical terminology. This one is a step up from a medical data entry specialist, so you might need some experience in that role first. Some of the pros for this one are career progression from medical data entry specialist and the opportunity to work in a growing and essential field. Some of the cons are that it requires previous medical experience, and there's a high standard for accuracy. But overall, I like this one. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 opportunity score. 11. Group Facilitator. Last on the list is going to be a group facilitator. This is where you guide workshops or therapy sessions, providing support and structure for group discussions. In this position, you'd make about $63,000 to $107,000 a year. Here are some opportunities. I'll put them up on the screen, and you can check them out. Some of the skills you're going to need here are strong communication and leadership skills, the ability to manage and guide groups, and conflict resolution skills. This one is a bit harder to get into, but you can start by volunteering for group facilitation roles in community organizations or nonprofits. Some of the pros for this one are it's a rewarding role with direct impact on people's lives, and you get to work in a supportive and collaborative environment. Some of the cons are managing different personalities and conflicts, and it requires adaptability and quick thinking. But overall, I like this one. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 opportunity score. So, those are the 11 remote jobs that you can do at night without having to be on the phone all day. If you have any other jobs you think should have been included in this list, leave a comment down below and let me know. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching.